Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to a brand new edition of 20 Minutes. And again, always excited to bring in a new guest. And this certainly isn't a new guest to the show, but first time I've had him on in a little while. And always a pleasure to welcome in the head coach of the Mount Carmel Caravan, Jordan Lynch. And my friend, how are you?
Good, doing well. Thanks for having me. I thought you forgot about us for a second.
No, you got to mix it up a little bit and,
Yeah, right.
get around, but, can never forget you. You know that. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of what you got coming up for 2022, just recently it was announced IHSA is putting out for bids to host state finals. Got any thoughts? I mean, I would imagine, with your NIU lineage and history, you certainly would put a bid in for Northern, and I've been very vocal. I think Northern's done a really good job as a host. Not sure how things are going to fall this time around. Just your thoughts, any kind of preference to where you would maybe like to see state finals be played for a while. It sounds like the rotation is done. So this contract is for 5 straight years. So that's something to remind. Just thoughts?
Yeah, obviously I'd love to, playing DeKalb at NIU. Just with my track record there and even coaching, 2-0 as a coach there and never lost the game as a player. So that's some good karma going there. But you know what? I think Soldier Field would be a great place to play, right in the city. I remember playing there as opening up for my high school days. What a great atmosphere. And, playing in the Bears Stadium, I think that would be a great place to play.
Yeah, I think unfortunately with it being grass or mud or whatever it is these days, it's not part of the contract that wherever they go, it's got to be a turf field. So I think Northern definitely fits that. I think what's going to be interesting, Jordan, is scheduling. Big Ten hasn't even put together a schedule beyond this year. So we don't know what their schedule is going to look like. And that might actually help Northern as far as becoming a permanent host. So we'll see how that shakes out. Just quickly with NIU, first, has Fatty changed their menu? Are you finally a sandwich, or are you still a Cobb salad?
You know what? I haven't been back there in a few years. Let's hope I'm back to being a burger or something like that. I know I know Rocky Lombardi's kind of taken over there right now. So hopefully he's a burger and they don't push him to a salad.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that a little bit. Your brother, Justin, transferred, went into the portal, winds up at Northern. I've got to feel that's you got to feel pretty good about that. You got to feel pretty good about what Thomas Hammock's been able to do with NIU. Certainly a tremendous turnaround last year.
Yeah, you know what? It was good to see NIU back in Detroit. There was a run there for 7 to 10 years where I was always making the trip to Detroit, either playing in it or as a fan to watch NIU in that MAC championship game. But I was able to make it out there last year to watch it in Detroit. Took my family, and it's great to be back there. It's great to have NIU back on the map. Coach Hammock's doing a great job. Like I said, Rocky Lombardi, came in as a transfer and did an incredible job leading the Huskies. And now that I got my younger brother there, it's closer to home for my parents. Obviously with the coach, getting fired over at Temple, kind of a fresh start over here, and he's loving it so far. Loves the guys on the team, loves the coach, and he'll have a chance. Obviously it's Rocky Lombardi's team. After that it's kind of open competition, and I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So you see Rocky Lombardi, and he's getting some NIL money from Fatties and doing some different things. How many side hustles would you have had if you would have been able to pull in some of that NLI money?
Man, you know what? I got asked that the other day. I wish it was around back in the day. I couldn't get anything for free.
You would have done all right. I think you would have done okay.
I would imagine I would have done all right for sure.
Do you talk to your recruits, your kids that are going to get recruited about that, or is it just something you don't even touch on at this point?
No, we, we have a 4-star recruit that's going to be a junior, one of our running backs.
Yep.
that would be the only kid, if that conversation ever comes up, would be a kid like him for sure. But no, we don't, engage in any of those talks or talk about it or anything like that.
I know that we're back in the spring. A lot of kids are out visiting schools. I know relatively soon the colleges will be back, and I know Mount Carmel and the legendary 6 a.m. lifts during the week are a very popular stop for college coaches. I've got to imagine you're expecting another big crowd coming in, probably starting in April.
Absolutely. This is the first time in 2 years that we call that our Caravan Tough program, and we go, Monday through Thursday at 6 a.m. And we started that for the last month or so. When this dead period ends, these college coaches will start stopping in again. And, it's we've missed it. It's been 2 years since we've been able to run this program. And this is what makes Mount Carmel is this Caravan Tough program and instilling the culture and the discipline and having these guys work hard, 4 days a week. So we're glad to be back at it. And it's a huge recruiting tool for ourselves also. Coach Kubik, Joe Kubik's our strength coach. He's been doing a really good job. And yeah, it's just a matter of time before, the dead period kind of lifts for these college coaches and they'll get out and start seeing our guys move around.
Is it nice and how much needed was an actual off season? It's got to feel good, I would imagine.
Absolutely. These kids, out of all the, the age levels, these kids' bodies, this is the most important time of their lives where they're going through so many growth spurts and this or that. And, some kids need structure on how to lift or, so this is a huge, important time for them. And it's great to have it back because these kids that are going to be seniors missed the whole year of lifting and developing in the weight room. So we're seeing significant gains right off the bat instantly with, being back at it.
We had touched upon you mentioned Darian Dupree is a kid that's going to be a junior. That's going to be a big time recruit. Already has Power 5 offers. You've got quite a few others. I know some kids that are juniors going to be seniors, drawing some interest and some scholarship offers as well. Asher Tomaszewski, who's a kind of a two-way lineman for you. I know it seems like things are picking up with him with recruiting. I know he's added a couple of recent offers. Just your thoughts on Asher and kind of what he brings to the table.
He's great. Asher, the thing I'm impressed with the most, other than his physical ability, and when he walks in the door, I mean, it's something you can't teach is size. He looks great. He has been one of our best leaders so far in the offseason. He holds these kids accountable, where it's not just the coaches getting after kids for either, wearing the wrong things or not showing up on time. Asher's not afraid to call people out, and he's getting these guys in order. And he's, pound for pound in the weight room, he's one of our strongest guys. So I'm really excited for his future here at Mount Carmel.
Your quarterback, Blaney Dowling. Can you remember a kid that maybe made his biggest strides in a year that he did last year? He seemed like every time I saw him, Jordan, he just got better every single time. And talk about his development.
Right, Blaney Dowling. Our last, the name on the stadium is Barta Dowling Stadium after his uncle that passed away here at Mount Carmel. So if there's anyone that knows what Mount Carmel's all about, it's Blaney Dowling. And you talked about a kid. We talk about it all the time as a coaching staff. We went into it. Obviously, it's hard to replace a Jordan Lynch at quarterback. It will take some time, and it's not realistic expectations to start off with, especially a junior. But Blaney Dowling came in. He kept the thing about him is he kept working and working and working. And sometimes I'm not being the quarterback coach and calling the plays on offense. I'm not the easiest to deal with at times, and I kept getting after him, and he kept showing up every single day, kept chipping away. And this offseason, he was able to gain. He went from 175 to almost 200 pounds right now with how much he's going to carry the ball in this offense. And he's going to throw deep with Jeff Christensen, and he's doing a really good job with them and developing them. But he's done a great job. He's going to be one of our senior leaders and one of our captains this year going into the year. And what was once our question mark is now, our biggest, our best attribute on our team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, you've got a stable of skill kids. I mean, I think of a kid like Demarrington Arrington, literally a Swiss Army knife for you. You can play him either side of the ball. You can put him in multiple positions. And then Jaden Bossy's kind of the same way as well. Talk about those two and just their versatility and what they could do to help you out on really either side.
Right. Our team MVP was Demarion Arrington. Ended up playing, he played quarterback in grammar school, played quarterback for us, he even carried the ball for us, played receiver, played safety. He led the team in touchdowns. He is a guy that is developing and learning the game of football, but his upside is tremendous for us. He's doing a great job in the weight room, and another guy that, gained a lot of, weight and strength from our Caravan Tough program with him missing last year. So he's going to be, he's returning, and he's a guy you just get the ball to. You have to get the ball to in his hands, and he has to be on the field at all times. Jaden Bossy for us is, he came in naturally. He played running back his freshman year. Played running back and never really played defense. We needed the need at corner last year, and he started at corner and did a really good job for us. He'll play on every single special teams, returning the ball, playing corner, and we'll put him at slot receiver, running back. So Jaden's been doing a really good job, and he's a qualifier in track and field, who just won state in 100-meter hurdles last week. So he's doing a good job, and this senior class, that we were given when I first walked in, we only had 12 seniors on the team, and those guys graduated last year. So our depth and our numbers and kind of where I want the program right now is in a really good spot from here on out.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So again, you've got a ton of experience coming back offensively this year. Defensively, it seems like you're going to be a little bit more green this year. A couple of kids to me that stand out. Number one, Danny Novickis, who you talk about those kids in your Caravan Tough program. There's a young man that definitely has found the weight room and really physically looks like a completely different kid now compared to a year ago.
Right. Danny loves the weight room. That's the thing I can say about him. Obviously, the stuff he does on the field speaks for itself with leading the team in tackles and sacks. Danny's a high-level recruit, has several Division I offers, and I firmly believe he'll grab a Big Ten offer here coming up shortly. But he loves the weight room. He's in there working out. He's one of our leaders, and he's in there. Me and Danny we went to the same grammar school, so we live right there in the same area. And Danny Novickis is a kid. When I go to the gym and work out in the neighborhood, I see him there putting in extra work. So he's definitely, he's packed down 15 to 20 pounds, and he's got a long frame that even holds some more. But he's just another name coming back for us that we're excited about.
A kid that unfortunately missed the year because of, I believe, an injury in the summer. But just a little bit of thoughts on Laquan Battle, a kid that I think you had pretty high hopes for until unfortunately that injury happened.
Right. Yeah. So we got Laquan Battle as one of our best D linemen as a freshman. His sophomore year was, kind of the pandemic COVID year with the 6-game season, and he ended up getting hurt the last game of that season and missed all of last year. So he's a guy that, just like I mentioned about Asher Tomaszewski, he's a guy when he walks in the building, it's you don't find too many of these guys. He's been working very hard in the weight room, and I'm excited for his senior year and how he responds to the injury. It's some people, it's tough. He's had a brutal injury, and it's hard to come back from that. So if he could put his fears aside and go out and play football like he did in the past, his upside's tremendous.
Yeah, I just had a chance to see him recently, and he looks good. He looks like he's starting to get back to where he was physically. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited to see what he does, and I think he's a kid that some of that early senior tape I think is going to get a lot of looks, and hopefully he'll be able to show some really good things. Right. This time of year, you mentioned weight room. What else do you have going on in that program? Because I know there's always something keeping you busy and keeping you on top of things. So what are you in the process of this time of year?
Right now we have, like I said, our Caravan Tough 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. This Saturday is actually a clinic for the incoming freshmen that are coming to Mount Carmel. And right now we got about 65 guys on the list or so, and we expect to have our freshman numbers back in 70 plus like it was the first 2 years I was here. Then the pandemic happened. So we have really good numbers. I'm excited to see our student athletes, our prospects come in and kind of be around them for a day and, teach them some, Mount Carmel ways and put on a clinic for them. A few weeks ago, I spoke at the Glacier Clinic. Next month, I'm going to see Mikey Removich, who just got the Butler head job.
Yep.
And he hired a few, Temple guys or NIU guys that I worked with or played under. We're going to go out as a staff and see those guys next month. So then, when it picks up in June and July, we have our practices, our contact days that I'm excited for. But I also got, June, I want to say it's June 20th through the 23rd. I'm going back down to Louisiana and working the Manning camp I got invited to. So
awesome.
It'll be good, kind of get out there, see some coaches, see some old faces, and see some players, and learn football and be around kids and teach kids football.
How you mentioned pandemic, and obviously we're finally starting to kind of spin out of that. As far as numbers and continuing to keep your numbers up and continue to bring people in, I mean, it's always been a challenge, right? I mean, you can go back decades, and that's your battle as a Catholic school. You have to recruit a student body to come in. Different challenges now because of it. I know the economy, and now we're back to $4.55 a gallon gas. There's always going to be a challenge. Jordan, how you been able to keep those numbers consistent over the last handful of years? How you able to pull it off?
Right. Yeah, it's especially our location and in the schools that we compete against with. We're all kind of looking at the same kids in the Catholic school. So, it's you have to have your best, kind of sales pitch and it all comes down to building relationships with these families and these kids, and really, making them feel comfortable in what you have to offer, as a school. And, you have myself and you have several other coaches that, we're out every single weekend, watching, 7th, 8th grade football games and traveling all over the place, within our boundaries that allow us to watch these kids. And, us just kind of going out, watching these kids, building relationships, getting them to open house. And obviously it comes down, right? It's $13,000 a year to go to Mount Carmel. It's just from speaking from, me going there, my brother going there. It's a sacrifice, and it's an investment in these parents. But in the long run, these parents, bite the bullet now and sacrifice and invest. We will, make sure we take care of your son in the long run. And, we have 550 all boys here. No one slips through the cracks. We have eyes on them at all times. So it's, might be a little bit of an investment, and, sacrifice now, but I promise you come here and you do the right things, we'll take care of you at the end of the day, and we'll get you where you need to be. Yeah.
What's the schedule look like for 2022? You got it all. You got everything filled. You still have an opening?
Yeah. You know what? It's the same exact schedule as last year. Just obviously flip it where you're playing at. But we'll open up week 1 with St. Rita. We played them at their place last year, and we'll play them at our place. And it's great to have that rivalry back.
Yeah, it is.
And I know it's week 1, and there's a lot of unknowns going into week 1 with, are you pushing your team hard enough? Are they ready for week 1? What's this other opponent look like? Who do they have coming back? Obviously you can't watch this year's, 2022 film on them because it's the first game of the year. So there's a lot of unknowns. We know what we have coming back, and we know what we do, and we believe in our kids and our coaches, how we coach them. But it's, how it is in the Catholic League, especially the Catholic League Blue.
Monster.
We'll play them. We'll play Phillips at Gately. So we'll go back to Gately, be on the away side for that, which will be kind of odd.
Different.
But then we'll play our Catholic League Blue schedule and mix in a couple other Catholic League teams. So it's, we get challenged right off the bat, but the battle of nutrition, man, you have to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy throughout the whole season, but it gets you ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, just now that these kids have actually had a off season and able to weight train and hopefully get back, we can keep your fingers crossed. You can avoid that injury bug and stay healthy and have a great run. Always appreciate your time, my friend. Wish you the best of luck. I keep threatening I'm going to show up at one of those 6 a.m. lifts. I'm just telling you.
Hey, let me know. I can't wait to see you.
All right. Jordan Lynch joining us. And again, thanks everybody for watching. Stick around. More coming your way soon.